It's 107.7 The Bone, Baby Huey and Chasta here. And Chasta, look at this. We're back after a year. We're out here at the 2017 Afterschock Festival, backstage doing a ton of interviews, and we got our first one of the day.
Our favorite festival to be at, and our first band. So thank you to August Burns Red for breaking our Aftershock cherry.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having us.
We've got Brent and Dustin. So how's it going, guys?
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, we're happy to be here. We flew from Baltimore yesterday.
Really?
So we got in yesterday, hung out for a little bit, and now we're here and jet lagged. So
What'd you guys do yesterday?
we went out to dinner with our label.
Yep.
Okay.
Fearless, yeah.
Got a couple drinks, caught up, talked about the new record, the release, and had a good time.
Yeah, just saw on Twitter that you guys hit #1 on the metal charts with your new album. How's that feeling?
Good. We were happy about that, and we actually had really similar charts to our last record, so that was nice.
Nice.
That's all you can really hope for, I guess.
Yeah.
We were #4 in total album sold last time, and we were #4 this time. So.
Well, here's the thing. It's really hard to sell albums now.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody with the streaming services and all that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you can get anybody to buy your albums, like, you're winning these
Yeah.
days. I mean,
It
even
is
in the
tough.
Foo Fighters, they say they do their albums for free and they tour for money.
Yep.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's how it goes. I mean, when you have we were just talking about this the other day. I'm not quite sure how they all landed on like $15 for a whole family for all the music you could ever want to listen to a month.
Right.
But I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'd pay way more than that.
Yeah.
And I think most people would. But okay.
I would pay way
whatever.
more than that.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy because, bands put out records every, 2 or 3 years. And
Yeah.
when you break it down and you think, say, $15 for a record
Yeah.
over 2 years each, every 2 years, what's that come out to a month?
Yeah.
It's like
I
cents.
don't mind doing that.
Yeah.
So I still buy albums, but
Yeah.
to support like friends bands or smaller bands. I love vinyl, so I want vinyl. I want to have something.
We're big
to
vinyl
hold,
people
so,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I still buy music.
Or old
but
school souls
I just
like
dropped
that.
$100 at the record
This
store the other
kid
day.
will go to a record store like once a week. He's like a 15-year-old. I buy on iTunes, but he wants it in his hand.
Yeah, it's
I want
nice
it
to
in my
have the
hands,
vinyl.
Yeah.
I want it.
Well, yesterday, our boys in Trivium, they released their new album. So I went to the record store and bought it, and I texted to Matt, and I was like,
Yeah.
hey, look, I bought your album.
I actually have a physical copy.
But for you guys, though, I mean, just how exciting is this? Okay, this is your 8th album, I believe?
8th if you count the Christmas record.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
yeah.
I mean, so for you guys, I know it just came out a couple weeks ago, but like, do you still get like super excited, amped up with like the upcoming release of an
Yeah.
album? Like, what feelings are going through you guys? 'Cause you guys have been around for a long time now, but feeling-wise, you still like just excited, like, oh my god, I can't wait for everyone to hear this.
This
Pretty
one,
much.
this one here especially, like we were sitting on it for a while, just
Yeah.
waiting for it to come out. And I'm like, I just want to release this album. Like, can we get it over with?
Yeah.
I'm tired of waiting. Like,
Yeah,
I've heard it too many times already. I want other people to hear it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You still get excited, and I mean, obviously the same amount of time and effort, actually even more on this one, goes into making a record. So you put all that effort forth, and so you want everyone to listen to it, you want everyone to hear it, and we had to wait. We were finished in April?
Yeah.
And then we had to wait till October, and then it leaked almost a month early anyway, and we're just like, okay, come on, just let it rip. Just,
Yeah.
Come on. But yeah, and we still get really excited, and you want to know what people think about it, and you just curious and nervous at the same time, and
Now, with that being said, do you go on like the social media accounts and read the comments and like go on the YouTube videos and read the comments?
I
Because
don't-
you're always going to get the people who love, and then you always have the trolls. Like there's always trolls, no matter what.
There's always like that one guy who's just like, it's all right.
Yeah.
And you're like,
and you're like,
well,
that's all you
I'm
got?
like, that's what you came here to say.
Yeah.
Like that's what you got. And then, but then it's great because you have the whole other people who are like, screw you, man! Like it's awesome. Like and you end
they
up just
beat up
getting
on the trolls.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
Exactly.
Yeah.
They usually just end up getting like absolutely like crapped on by everybody. And then I remember it was great. One guy was like, hey, like, chill out. I came to express my opinion in a public forum. I'm allowed to do that. And everyone's like, yeah, you chose to express your opinion in a public forum. Thus, other people can express their opinions
About your
opinion in this public forum.
That's how this back and forth goes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's a little bit of a vicious cycle right there.
It is, it is. I mean, the internet is vicious in its own right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure for you guys, like as artists, to come up with something inspiring and different every time, and then you have trolls on the internet that you're never. it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
They're just like
I
that.
just think it's like your blood, sweat, and tears going to every album. You put everything into it, and then so
And it's so personal.
douchebag.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
for us, we actually had a really great reaction on this record. There's only a handful of negative comments, and I think it's like the same 3 or 4 people
It
that
always
just
is.
comment across all of your like social media platforms. They just really want you to see it, and it's just, and so whatever, they all get blocked out by whatever all the other fans, and now Facebook allows you to hide the comment.
I know. Isn't that the
So
best
you can
feature?
Because they used to you used to have to delete it, and then they'd come back and be like, "Hey, why'd you delete my comment? You didn't
Right.
like it?"
Yeah.
And now it's like, "No, I'm just gonna hide it."
To them, it's still there.
To them,
Right.
to you, it's still there.
Yeah.
So
That's the best feature.
It's so
Facebook,
good.
thank you for that one.
Absolutely. I'm always hiding idiot comments from
I
our
know,
listeners
yeah.
about
From
me.
our listeners.
Yeah,
it
about
happens.
me.
Let's talk about Frost. I love that song. I love the video. The video concept was so cool. So talk about your writing process and where this, comes from with you
Cool.
guys.
Well, neither of us wrote the Frost. That was JB.
Yeah.
I wrote the words, so we can talk about that.
about that,
Yeah, I wrote
yeah.
the words. But yeah, I mean, that song, for us, I remember when I first got the Tablet, we used a program called Tablet to write our songs, which was really archaic, like
I was gonna say
MIDI.
tabs.
I know.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
I thought I
sounds
used to
like a-
practice.
it
That's like
sounds
Yeah.
old school Nintendo. Maybe
Yeah.
kind of is what
Yeah.
it sounds like.
Yeah.
So I remember when I first got that song, I was like, okay, this song's cool. And then it just was one of those songs that as it came together, you're like, this song's actually really awesome. And then by the end of it, we're all like, yeah, this is a great song. So the concept for the video just kind of came from the title.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be in an actual like temperature controlled room where they could do like all the stuff naturally, and we couldn't find anywhere where we could do it. And
Right.
so it ended up being the room, and it's a lot more effects and special effects. And
It was a pretty brutal video to
Yeah, we
film
got
It looks
too.
like an undertaking.
he got so
Yeah.
much stuff in his beard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had like these images of what they wanted my beard to look like, and like
Like
kind of
frozen and
and it was just Epsom salt and just
Yeah.
gum, and just like they loaded me up, my face and everybody up, and then I went to the director and was like, "What do you think?" And he's like, "No,
You need more.
way more."
Yeah.
way more.
I went back 3 times to get stuff added to my beard, and it took them, I don't know, I had 3 people like scrubbing my beard with shaving cream
To get
to
it.
get all of it. Oh.
We
It's
had
amazing because it
salt
looks so
everywhere.
real. Like when you look at the
Yeah,
guitar, like your fingers on the guitar look frozen because like the
Yeah.
way that you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's pretty amazing.
I was really impressed because I don't know, I saw what it looked like in person, and I was like, okay, well, let's see how this translates in
Right.
the video. And when they
Yeah.
first started shooting it with like the fake snow, I was like, wow, this looks
It looks
real.
legit.
Yeah,
It's
really
really
good.
it
really
makes
good.
you cold.
Yeah.
we were just
Yeah.
we were trying to figure out, we're like, how can we rent these like snow machines for tour and like shoot them out into the crowd? But that stuff is so sticky.
Soapy.
Oh.
It's like a
Like,
soap.
it's terrible.
Oh, really?
Like once it gets on you, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to get like all these people's laundry bills. Like,
Yeah.
I went to an August Burns Red show and now my clothes are ruined. I was saying like,
This is
Get
not a
lawsuits and
It's
stuff.
not a Guar show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Guar, but with snow.
yeah. So we were just like, okay, maybe we can't do that. It's still a good
It's
idea.
a good
but,
idea,
yeah.
though.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
just really thick fog or something like that. I don't know.
that video came out cool. We were really happy with it.
Yeah.
And I mean, lyrically, the words literally came from riding my bike when it was cold out.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of the visuals come from. So that all kind of came together, and so the video tied it all together nicely.
And if I remember, the way that we vote on lyrics, like
Yeah.
the songs are all
You-
written, and then we vote on
You
just a
vote
bunch of
on lyrics.
anonymously.
Interesting. That's
Wow.
an interesting
And so
concept.
we can pick the songs, like, and everybody writes and submits their lyrics too. So it's a good way to diversify the lyrics.
How
with different
democratic of you
topics
guys.
and
I
stuff.
love
Well,
it.
I
It's
heard
just-
a lot, but
Yeah.
the Frost, I remember because I saw the email the other day. The Frost was the highest voted set of lyrics for the record. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
It's-
really interesting.
We always like that because you have a lot of people who are just like, especially now that we're 8 records deep, every record's lyrics, like you just got to think that it would start to sound very similar.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
because there's only so many things you can write about. There's only so many topics, and obviously like there's new stuff that comes to mind like each time around. But I think like having other people write the songs. This is the most we've ever had one person write lyrics on the record.
Yeah.
Like this, I wrote 9 out of the 11 songs
Wow.
for this one. and it just shook out that way. I ended up, I had a ton of lyrics that I wrote, so that's just kind of how it went because I had the most sample size. Yeah, I mean, I think everything sort of sounds the same, and we don't really want to do a concept record because then you're really kind of alienating people.
Well, everything gets smaller, right?
Yeah, I think it's important to write songs that people can relate to, and I think that's why, because you asked if we look at comments online, and I've seen a lot of people talking about how the Frost, they can really relate to the lyrics in their own life, and so I think that's what's most important, is to be able to write something that somebody can manipulate and put to their own life.
Yeah, make it their own. Yeah. Universal but specific.
Yeah,
I
like
guess.
specific to him,
Yeah,
but universal
as well.
We definitely try and I
idea.
think that sometimes my lyrics, they come out definitely more specific towards me, and then we will shape them to be a little bit more vague, just so that you can relate to them, and like Dust said, we think that's pretty important, and because you want people to be attached to the words, and we're a band that actually, even though we're a metal band, everyone's like, we can't understand what you're saying, we still try and put a focus on making sure the lyrics are intelligent and
if you're a real fan, you can understand what you're saying.
Good,
or you dig in to find out. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. I was just reading some articles about the album, what people thought, and some people were saying it's one of your most complex albums. Is that something you agree with? You're like, oh, that's cool. I agree. That's something we were going for.
I definitely agree.
And you're all cool with that?
I don't think that we weren't really going for it.
No, we weren't going for it and trying to write something that came out as technical as it did. It ended up like that, and I think that's because JB and I are the songwriters for the band, JB being the main writer, and we always write stuff that pushes us.
Yeah.
When we get in there, it's hard for us to play it, and after we're done the album, we really got to practice to be able to play it consistently.
Yes.
And so I think maybe that's why it came out so technical, is just that I always want to write stuff that's challenging, and JB does as well.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
I love the lyric voting. Like that's a takeaway for me that we've never heard. We've interviewed so many people. I've never heard of it done like that. That's very cool.
Well,
so you go ahead.
I was just going to say, I know you guys are short on time. Just a couple more for you. But it's just, so for you guys, something Chasta and I were talking about earlier is just, you guys have been around for a long time now. And I mean, going back to the last 10 years when if you want to call it, metalcore, there's a lot of bands who've come and gone. What's been your reason or your main reason why you guys have been so successful and lasted for so long?
Staying power.
Yeah.
I think it's, for us, I think luck. There's obviously a huge, a huge amount of that is luck, and that's just because there are so many great bands.
Yeah.
And you're not sure what makes that band big or what makes that band small or why they break up. For us, we've always been very hands-on. The band has always been the one who make the decisions of what we're doing, and that's because we've always been kind of convinced that no one knows what's best for us other than us.
Right.
And so we've been very hands-on, and we've always tried to make the right choices, and I think that we've also never really tried to do anything that would let our fan base down. I think a lot of bands will do that once you get later in their career. They're just like, oh, okay, well, we're just going to change the style, and this is how we sound now.
Right.
And, you can do that, and that's great if you really want to do that for your artistic expression. Everyone can do that. But you also have to understand that you've built this fan base, and they might not like it.
Yeah.
So that might end your career. And I think that's what kind of happens. A lot of people just get maybe bored with what they're doing.
Yeah.
They don't know how to change what they're doing enough to satisfy themselves while also staying within their realm of music.
Yeah.
I think we've done a good job of that. I think that we've done enough things to keep ourselves interested.
Yeah.
And then also to keep our fan base really happy.
I think that's what's kept you around is you're being true to yourself, but when you are being true and authentic and genuine to yourself, then people feel it and they relate to it, your lyrics or your vibe on stage or whatever it is. So I think that definitely relates. So we like to end our interviews with my favorite question always. Have you ever seen the movie Almost Famous?
Yes.
You're younger than me, so it's kind of an old movie now. It's been a while. It's been a minute. It came out in 2000, I think. But the question that's asked in the last scene is, what do you love about music?
Ooh.
The pause is part of the answer.
It's totally fine. Everyone we talk to always pauses, thinks about it.
Every rock star always goes,
Music makes me feel something. I love creating music and writing music. It's a way for me to express myself. When I'm feeling sad, there's something I like to listen to or something I want to write that, can help me get through that time. Maybe I can reflect on it and remember how I was then and where I'm at now. But most importantly, it's just, it's what I love doing in life. I love writing music. It's a good way to express myself. So.
Yeah. I would say the same thing. Music to me is the ultimate mood setter, I think. If you're feeling upset or depressed, and we get this a lot from our fans, and I think that they're like, man, like, I lost someone I loved, like anything like that, and it's like, I put on your record and it made me feel better, and I think that's really important. I think that art in general is something that gets pushed aside, and there's not an importance placed on it. It gets taken out of schools and things like that.
It's true,
and,
yeah.
I mean, that we had a record come out a couple of years ago called Rescue and Restore, and the basis of that title was a song about how everyone keeps stripping all the funding from the arts, and music is important. Like I said, it can help you get through really bad times, and it can elevate the great times in your life. And without it, I think everything would be pretty monotone. And could you imagine a world where there's no music?
Hollow.
You just walk around and that's all you get?
Yeah.
I mean, and I think it's important, and I think that it provides a great soundtrack for life. Otherwise, you'd be just kind of walking around in silence.
Yeah.
Weird.
Blasé. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for stopping and talking to us.
Thank you so much. Good luck later today.
Yeah. So what time is your set?
4:25.
4:25.
Yep.
All right.
Get out there.
Yeah, we'll make it out
So
there.
encourage all listeners, go get the new record.
Yep.
Follow you guys all over social media, all that stuff. And
Cool.
thank you again so much. And good luck
Thank you.
today, and look forward next time you come through.
Cool.
Thanks,
Thanks
guys.
very much.
Thank you.